Developing news. Tsunami alerts have been issued across the West tonight. A powerful earthquake has struck off the coast of Russia, and that has triggered advisories all the way from Hawaii to Alaska. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. That magnitude 8.8 earthquake has the potential to create some damaging waves later on tonight. The earthquake was centered in Russia's Far East region. People in some parts of Hawaii are being told to head to higher ground tonight. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says all of Hawaii's coastlines are at risk of seeing some sort of damage. We're monitoring coasts all across the West. A tsunami watch issued along the coast of California, Oregon, Alaska, and Washington. Let's bring in KTVU Chief Meteorologist Mark Tamayo, as well as meteorologist Roberta Gonzalez, to walk us through exactly what's going on here. How significant is the threat?
It's so significant. We have a team effort working here this evening. We have Rosemary Orozco behind the scenes, and she's trying to give everybody alerts via your telephone or your computer or your iPad, whatever it is. But we want you to know the very latest. So, Mark, why don't we start off with the earthquake?
Yeah, the main earthquake, we have a map for you. If we have it standing by on Max 2, if we can bring it up, it was a magnitude 8.8, kind of fluctuating in intensity between 8.7 and 8.8. But it's, of course, we're talking about the epicenter in the Russia area. And then that energy from that quake producing the tsunami. Now, whenever an earthquake happens, there's always a big unknown. Was a tsunami generated? And it looks like a tsunami has been generated that could impact portions of the West Coast.
So our phones here in the newsroom and our own personal phones have been going just nuts because people need to understand that there's 3 separate stages of tsunami alerts. First of all, we will start off with the tsunami warning, and then that is the worst case scenario. We also have advisories, and then we have watches. So let's explain, Mark, as we go through the stages.
Yeah, so initially, Roberta, we actually had a tsunami watch, and that's saying the key word there should be, I should probably make that word bigger if possible. There's a big question mark, we don't know. And what happens after a main event with an earthquake that could generate a tsunami, they have to analyze to see the sea floor. There's actually specialized buoys called dart buoys that measure the pressure of the water right at the surface, well below the water at the sea surface there, and that can help detect the tsunami. So at first they're saying, okay, possibly a tsunami was generated, be on the watch. And now they're saying a tsunami was generated that could impact parts of the West Coast. Some areas a bit more, severe in terms of intensity, especially out toward Hawaii. For us, I will say in the 15, 30 minutes, that a watch has been changed over to an advisory for us. So thankfully, if you want to look at it in good news, it's not a warning for us, meaning we could have huge, big-time problems, but still an advisory could lead to some dangerous currents out there, and that's in place right now, that tsunami advisory.
Yes, and the last time we've had anything like this was back on December 5th when we had the tsunami warning, and that's because we were closer to the epicenter of the earthquake. And now we're looking at this, since we do have an advisory in place, any time between about 12:15 and 12:40 overnight tonight in the San Francisco area, along the coast, into the Bay, and also San Pablo Bay. What can we see, Mark?
Well, you can see these possible tsunami start times. So at least locally, since we've changed over to an advisory, that means some strong currents out there. Or maybe just the ocean has a different feel to it, different behavior. And so just the key is just to be aware of that, and also just stay away from the ocean. Just know that there's a lot of energy moving toward our coastline. Once again, it's not a tsunami warning, but still there could be some activity that's at least that energy is approaching our coastline.
So that is something in which we need heads up. But then again, we go to the tsunami warning, and where you see that red highlighted area, that's Aleutian Islands, Alaska, and then now we're talking about Hawaii. Mark, your sister lives in Hawaii.
She lives in Hawaii, and she's been texting me and sending photos. There's already instant long lines for gas. So she's on the North Shore of Kauai, and people are just, they take these warnings seriously. And the fact that they have a tsunami warning in place right now with the estimated arrival time of the first tsunami activity just in about 3 hours from now, they are on high alert. So that's why they have the warning in place. And they've been through this before. It's happened before. And a lot of times, though, a warning could be issued and then nothing happens. But every time it happens, they have to take it seriously.
Well, both you and I did work 2013 when the tsunami did happen, and it devastated Hawaii, portions of it,
And for us here locally, everybody, the first question we get asked about is how big is this wave? And I wouldn't focus on the height of the wave. I'd focus, you remember the Santa Cruz Harbor, the harbor in Santa Cruz, that wave was not tremendously huge, but there was a lot of energy with that, and that caused so much damage, and there's just a powerful force. So just know that, especially in Hawaii right now, the other areas under the warning, that could be the key concern over the next few hours.
So stay away from the coast. If you live at the coast, the one message we want to get across is just stay alert. Right now, we're just looking at dangerous currents, dangerous waves. Do not go into the ocean. Don't be a looky-loo and try to go and get on the rocks and look at the ocean and see. It's going to be after midnight anyway. It's going to be dark out there, but we will stay on top of it here.
Yeah, and we're used to talking about, oh, high surf, I've seen high waves. The tsunami is completely different. It's traveling across the ocean, roughly to about in the middle of the ocean, could be 500 miles per hour, and then it slows down. We're not used to that kind of activity, so it's not, it's not something thankfully we don't see too often here in the Bay Area. But just know it's not. Just stay away from the coastline. The advisory is out for a reason, right?
And don't panic.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of people panicking, saying, "I need to go to higher ground. I need to go to higher ground."
And I also say too, just keep these watches and advisories have been changing around so much, so we'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, the same thing with the magnitude of the earthquake. We've seen it go anywhere from 8.0 to 8.7 to 8.8, and we know what that's like here in the Bay Area. Our earthquake magnitudes fluctuate quite a bit, and these watches, advisories, and warnings will do so as well.
And I wouldn't focus on the earthquake magnitude. An 8.0 is already that's going to cause a tremendous amount of damage, potentially, or generating a tsunami. So it's already they call it a great quake, anything above an 8.0. So that's just know it exists, and a tsunami has been generated, and they're tracking that energy as it moves from the epicenter toward portions of the West Coast.
And I want everyone to know at home, Alex, that you've got the complete weather department, and we are here to keep a watchful eye and to make sure that you're safe at home.
Yeah, we appreciate both of you putting this tsunami into some context here, and obviously a good idea for everyone to stay on alert as we move through the evening hours. Mark, Roberta, thank you both.